Hey everyone, welcome to Beer and Pretzels Gaming. I'm Adam, over in the DM seat today because we are playing Mothership, the sci-fi horror RPG published by Tuesday Night Games, and we are playing their intro module, Another Bug Hunt, that they released in their big collector's edition that you can purchase from them. Our intrepid heroes are going to be heading out to SAMHSA 4 to get into contact with a moon base out there that they've lost contact with over at the company. So we'll be starting with each of our characters kind of waking up from their hyper sleep on their ship, the Metamorphosis. So actually, you know what? We'll start with body saves. Everyone give me a body save right off top to see how you wake up in your from your cryo sleep. Or, well, not you. We'll get to you.
I succeed.
We have to get
roll
under.
right?
Under,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, I do not
Nope.
succeed.
Okay. So, Anthony, what is your character? You're our first one kind of falling out of your cryopod in the morning, as much as anything is.
So you see a massive beefcake of a man, muscles all over the place, shredded. He falls out, of course, not wearing any clothes. He was in hyper sleep, and he's got kind of longer. His hair is down. Normally he spikes it up, kind of shorter on the sides, but longer up in the front. This is Mr. Aloysius Cage. Don't call him Aloysius. He hates that name. It was his grandfather's name. His dad gave him. He goes by Al. He is a private military contractor. He works for a separate company and is hired to make sure that this goes okay as well as possible and make sure that the crew is safe.
As you're kind of blinking your eyesight back, you see standing over by the controls the corporate android that you were sent with. Matt, introduce what your character looks like.
You see a tall-ish humanoid figure, no hair, very pale complexion, as he's just staring straight ahead at all the controls, not blinking, very calmly, like he might have been doing this for the entire time that you guys have been in cryo sleep, as just literally standing there trying to control the ship and get us to where we're going. The android Harold.
So, Jeff, since you failed that save, did you gain a stress?
No, I didn't. Thank you.
Since
sir.
you two failed, you both have to gain a stress. Anytime you fail any form of check, die roll in Mothership, you have to pop up your stress by one, and that's a fun little thing that'll come up later. But now, Jeff, your character, the wake up hits you a little bit harder than your Marine compatriot.
Yeah.
So you kind of hit the floor a little harder.
So I will say, thawing out of the cryo sleep as steam vents out and the door slides open. You see a lean man, scrappy, kind of built, but definitely leaner than my compatriot Cage here. Reddish brown hair as he kind of thaws out a little rougher as he kind of slams face first hard. His arms don't thaw out fast enough. And he's coming up with the blood coming down his nose. He's shivering and looking around. Hello?
You see Al and Harold sitting there, and falling out of this last cryopod, kind of equally groggily, is
Dr. Lawrence McCain.
Dr. Lawrence.
You can call me Dr. Larry's fine.
Dr. Larry.
That's fine. Doc L. I don't know, whatever you want to call me is fine with me. He is a pretty big doctor, honestly. He's a big dude. He's pretty average, pretty good. Short crop hair, wears glasses, lab coat, obviously, some scrubs on. He'll put that on after he gets out of cryo. He literally falls out and he just starts throwing up all over the place.
Yeah.
And just mucus and throw up, and cryo is not good for him.
No.
He does not enjoy it. He doesn't like it.
Hits everyone differently.
And it does not go with his body chemistry. He immediately recognizes this and tries tries to get some meds into him,
Oh, yeah.
you know, as soon as he can to stop the constant puking that he's doing.
This is your first time?
No, this is number 9. Every time it does this.
Gets easier after the second dozen time.
Hi guys.
You want some meds?
No, I'm good.
All
I'm
right.
good. Has anybody seen my jumpsuit?
All of your stuff is like kind of lined up in lockers over by.
My eyes are watering a little bit.
Oh, I'm getting my battle dress like fully on.
I gotta find my glasses. Where's my glasses?
Harold, do you have the doctor's glasses somewhere?
They should be in his locker, the same as all of your belongings.
Thank you, Harold.
Do you
God,
need help
make-
getting?
No, you make me feel so.
Honestly, could I get some?
I get up and I make my way to Dr. Larry. I go,
God.
This
I
way, Doctor.
could use some assistance.
Yep.
Please,
And
thank
I
you.
bring them over to their locker. I
stop.
clearly open it, knowing the combination that I probably shouldn't know. And I grab the glasses and go, here are your glasses.
Oh, that's so much better, Harold. You're an angel.
Happy to help where I can.
I'm just gonna sit on this bench for a minute, and put my scrubs on, my lab coat, and get some orientation.
I connect as you're doing that, I'm connecting a shotgun to my drop holster. And my shotgun's just hanging at my side.
Got like body armor on.
Oh yeah, and
You're
like
kidding.
you know one of those like straps that you can connect a gun to and like disconnect it real quick if
Yeah.
you need to. Yeah, I got one of those on.
Profesh.
So as you guys are all kind of sitting down after getting all of your stuff on, your corporate manager for this job, Moss, slides the door open. Says, "Hello, everyone. Good morning. It's a pleasure to see all of you. We are here to take care of our briefing for the mission before we head into the drop pod in just a few minutes."
I'm fitting my animal alien animal skull onto my like
pauldron?
shoulder pauldron because I think it's cool.
Hell yeah.
It is
Hey,
cool.
man.
It is cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Clay Marcus. Nice to meet you.
Harold,
Ow.
just remember.
Nice to meet you.
Your priorities on this
I'm
job.
here to make sure you're alive.
Doctor, that's not true. We're priorities on this job.
I said, remember your priorities.
Oh. I should listen better. I
Yeah,
apologize.
Keep us safe is what his priorities are, guys. Don't worry.
For sure.
Don't touch me.
Anyway, and he pulls down a screen behind him as a little projector drops out of the ceiling and begins projecting an image of this, like, kind of gray, brown, orange moon onto it. And he says, "This is the planet known as Samsa 6, the location of Greta Base, the place that we need to go and inspect why we haven't had any communication of any form from them for the past 6 months." And he clicks a button and it kind of wheels over to the next slide on the slideshow. And he goes, "We are to make contact with Second Lieutenant Kaplan once we arrive there. We are to figure out why we haven't gotten contact from them in such a long time and to resolve any issues that they happen to be having once we arrive there. Does anyone have any questions before we head to the drop pod?"
Yes, I have one.
Yes.
Is there a large combat knife that I could take?
No, we only have your gear on the ship.
This is very unfortunate.
We can maybe scrounge some stuff up there depending on what's going on.
Thank you, sir.
It's company property, so we'll have to get turned back in at the end of the mission. But it's free to use until such a time occurs.
Could I get the medical records of the base personnel downloaded to my personal PDF?
Maybe once we get there. I don't have that information on me.
Hi, Ensign Clay Marcus, reporting for duty, sir.
Yeah.
Is there anything to eat on
Yes,
the
we
ship?
have.
Oh, yeah. Do you have food?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yes, we have some nutrition bars that you guys can take down for the ride, for the dropship ride.
Yeah, I'm going to need about a dozen of those.
We have the allotted 3 per person. That is for the entire trip.
I'm going to be so hungry.
Maybe we can find some food over there. There might be some extra protein bars or something down there. I'm sure it's a base. They have to have stuff.
You guys are also being provided, in addition to, actually, there is some additional gear that I do have for you guys upon checking my notes here. You have a hazard suit each, if you need it, a SMG, a submachine gun for each person, and a first aid kit and a stim pack. Basic gear that can that will hopefully help you survive in whatever. I'm sure there's nothing to survive. I'm sure it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I give this guy the rudest look that is humanly possible.
He is completely ignoring you. He seems completely
Oblivious.
just kind of stone-faced in his managerial duties.
Hazard suit, stim pack, and what else?
SMG.
Submachine gun and a first aid kit.
Is this a good SMG?
Yeah, it's a standard company issue SMG.
I rack it up. Not bad. Put it on my left side. I'm more of a shotgun guy.
Fair enough. Now, we can all load into the dropship. It is time to head down to the surface of the planet.
I am putting on this hazard suit.
Will it fit over my battle dress?
You probably don't need it because your battle dress.
Your battle dress has
Okay.
hazard
Sealed.
protecting.
Yeah.
You're fine. You don't need it, basically.
I would need it. 'cause
Everyone else,
Yeah.
that's also 2 armor points instead of the 1 for whatever regular clothes you're wearing.
So my 1 armor point corporate attire.
Yes, goes up to 2.
So my
With
my
the
one
hazard
my
suit.
one scrub that I have on
Yeah.
goes to
Yeah.
it too, which is nice.
What do I do with my cat?
Why did you bring that?
I don't know.
How did you get-
why I brought my cat? I don't know. We just did the crew creation for
Yeah.
people watching at home, and I had this fucking cat.
How did
love
you get
cats.
approval?
Are we just gonna nix the fucking cat, or is
No, you have a cat. You have a cat.
it? Okay, good.
You have a cat.
Sorry, so back to character.
So are you bringing the cat with
I
us?
bring this character everywhere I go, motherfuckers. I'm not leaving anywhere without Private Joker.
Oh, Private Joker.
Private Joker.
Yeah.
What kind of cat is Private Joker?
I don't know anything about cats.
Long
sir.
hair, short hair? Color?
Long hair. Some sort of genetically. This is a fake cat, right? This
Oh,
is some sort of
no.
biotechnica cat, clearly.
The good old cyberpunk fake animals, yeah.
Cyberpunk fake animal cat. So it can survive weirdly off thin rations and I don't know. It's like a short hair cat with gray fur, but with the black stripes, and it's got a weird color eye pattern thing.
I give the cat scritches with my massive paw.
Yeah, this is Joker.
Really calm.
I will protect Joker with my life.
Yep, this is my synth cat.
We all must protect
Wait, what?
Joker.
This is a fake cat. It's like an android cat.
Huh.
Mostly acts and it seems like a cat. Like if you didn't know any better,
I'll only mostly protect that with my life.
Only mostly.
He'll be all right.
and kind of hops down, kind of trots behind you loyally. Like it just follows right behind you, pretty much anywhere you go.
Do you have a purse for your cat?
It's more dead-eyed than a regular cat. It's just like.
Yeah, its eyes just kind of aren't exactly the same as a regular cat. That's how you can
You
tell.
gotta get a little bag so you can just carry him around.
Nope. Nah, he's kind of
But
automated.
you have a duffel bag, wasn't that part of
I
your...
guess I do have a duffel bag.
Yeah, it's part of your kit.
There you go.
So it kind of sits in the duffel bag most of the time.
All right, where's this dropship?
So the dropship is kind of just down the hall through these big airlock double doors that you head into. It's a small, cramped ship that just kind of smells like sweat and human. Like people are just sitting in here hot for a long time. You're well used to it at this point, but you all kind of sit down and strap into these not super tight-fitting harnesses for most of you. It fits you pretty much perfect.
Nice.
But it's a little loose for everyone else for your sake. And Moss just kind of stands just inside the door. The ship will be staying in orbit until we receive communications from you to send the dropship back down.
Doc, do you have, or Harold,
Yes.
you have communication relays?
Of course.
Or whatever.
Absolutely. We'll let them know as soon as the mission is complete.
I cringe like every time this guy talks. I sit down and I'm just checking my ammunition because I do that as a nervous tick.
Harold will be sending us communication as soon as you guys complete whatever work happens to be needing done down there.
We'll make sure we scan for bios and everything else while we get down there.
Yep. Try to make contact with Lieutenant Kaplan as soon as possible once you get down there.
We'll try to communicate as soon as we get down there. We'll tie into the PA system. Hopefully, we get a hold of them.
Understood.
Communication.
Great.
Harold can get into the computer system, and
Absolutely.
we'll be
Good
able
luck.
to.
Make the company proud. And the door kind of shuts behind you.
This guy's kind of an ass.
Hey, did anybody scan this atmosphere? He just gave us has suits and said deal with it.
I mean, we have had.
It's not my problem.
It's a moon, so you know it's pretty unlikely that it has
Atmosphere.
breathable atmosphere. That's just kind of
I mean, the base itself. Once we get in there,
Once we get
Yeah.
inside, we should be good.
yeah.
but yeah, the base would have its own internal pressurized area. So as you're all kind of sitting there, you feel the ship disconnect from the greater ship as you're all kind of thunked a little bit, and then it just kind of starts moving as you're kind of pulled ahead, and it takes probably about 10-15 minutes before you kind of start feeling the rumbling sensation of starting to fall through what small amount of atmosphere is around this planet. And you're coming in rumbling, and you see out some of the little small portholes as the rumbling gets worse and worse. There is some kind of electrical storm happening over this planet.
Oh fuck!
With
That's fun.
the atmosphere seems thin, but apparently there's still enough for a storm to gather. So you're kind of rumbling down, and as you're all stuck there, as you're all trying to keep it together, I want a fear save from everyone
Ooh.
as you're trying to. And this is going to be at disadvantage from the being at the presence of your company android.
I was good until I had disadvantage.
Do I get disadvantage
Nope.
also? Great.
I failed because I got disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm failed.
I passed.
Those who failed, just take two. You passed. You're fine. You've had a bumpy landing before. You two take two stress as you. This is not the nicest landing. Even you have been through bumping landings, but this is bad.
Well, I think because it was the disadvantage, I'm just still really
Yeah, you're just
nervous
really
'cause the
unsettled by the android.
The android just really bothers Al.
Yeah.
You keep looking at me in a strange way, Al. Are you okay?
No. No, I'm not.
Doctor,
I-
you might want to look him over.
Right now, I'm trying to focus on not losing my lunch again.
Yeah, and Doc, that's pretty much. You're okay. You don't throw up, but it's not.
I just don't. I feel I'm getting
It feels bad.
green in the gills kind of feeling right now.
as
Not good.
You begin heading down further into onto the planet and land. You feel as you land, the ship kind of sink a little bit, like it touches the ground, and then you can kind of feel it fall a little further.
Remember, everyone, please do not disconnect your oxygen from your suits until we have a reading of atmosphere inside the base.
I'm no scientist, but shouldn't we not sink into a moon? Isn't it usually pretty dry?
It depends on the moon's composure, what it's made of, the type of rock.
Right.
There's multiple reasons why we could sink into it.
I unhook and get my gun ready and
So,
go towards the
as you're
entrance
looking out,
exit.
you actually see a lush jungle looking out over this moon that by what you guys have last heard about this planet, it seems it should have been a pretty dead moon. There's a lush jungle formed through all around this landing area as it is pouring rain on top of you, on top of the ship.
Is there sensors in this buggy that I could try to analyze?
I'll say that there's some basic,
Just something-
yeah.
just to get like readings from the outside.
Yeah, there's some like basic sensors that I'll say you can give me a computers check, computers intellect.
You might want to have me
Or-
do that.
It's fine.
Doctor.
Yeah. Go
Hey,
for it,
are
dude.
we sure this is Greta base?
I mean, this is the coordinates.
This is the same location. It should be.
This has to be a clerical error, man. There's a jungle out there.
It's kind of weird.
So I do my
Intellect plus
Intellect.
computers. So that's plus 10 for your
got it.
computers bonus.
And
And you want to roll under. You failed?
Yeah, I rolled a 96.
Ooh.
So I'll say the readings you can get are that the atmosphere is oxygenated. So you could probably live out there without your suits on. And there's life signs everywhere, all over the place. Not like necessarily like, plant life and some small things moving around in terms of life signs, but nothing too large that you can see at this point, other than maybe some stuff farther out of range before you can get any details.
This is quite strange, I agree. However, I do know for a fact we're at the place we're supposed to be. So
Can
I guess
you-
this is part of our investigation.
Can you give me a raw intellect check, and you give me a rimwise intellect check?
That was a pass.
1.
You rolled a 1?
Yeah.
All right. So actually rolling a 1 doesn't necessarily do anything special in this. You're looking for doubles for crits, 11s, 22s, 33s.
Yeah.
But I'll say for both of you rolling successfully, you because you've read some company manifestos, and you just because you've kind of heard
been
about
around.
you've been around. This wasn't explained to you in any kind of briefing you've had up until this point, but Greta Base is a terraforming testing operation. That's
Congrats.
not something that the company thought
works.
was important to tell you guys ahead of time. But upon recalling a little bit, now that you've, between what you've heard about the planet changing and you having
Just know about the
knowing
company,
about the
yeah.
company, you're able to kind of put that together. That this looks like a terraforming operation.
I just look at you, I make like a face like I'm about to say something smart, and then I just rack the SMG that they gave me. And then I just nod at you, and I go, Captain?
All right, so you guys are heading down the ramp off of the ship as you guys kind of see this prefab moon base kind of sprawling out in front of you.
So I'm like scanning the outside, scanning the forest line, checking the ground, kind of like just getting a general lay of the land. So I'm trying to be on high alert.
Looking around immediately, just kind of scanning the area, you see pretty pronounced tire tracks heading from around the side of the base into the set of airlock doors that are directly in front of you. And you see that's pretty much all you can really make out with the fact that it is currently raining, but those tire tracks look kind of deep, so they kind of are still there.
So I know it's raining, but like I still want to like take a step down the ramp and do like a grav check. Jump.
Yeah, it's gravity. It's standard gravity. It feels about what it normally is on your ship. It's like 1G.
I take my like armored glove off and stick my hand out in the rain. Does it burn or anything?
No, just rain.
This is normal rain.
So
The terraforming must have done a very, very intense change on this moon.
You know, I don't think it should have been this advanced at this point.
I mean, they've been doing experiments for a while. I guess they succeeded in what they
Possi-
were trying to do.
Possibly had a breakthrough. Who knows? But we definitely need to get a hold of the lieutenant
We should get inside the
base.
base.
Well, Clay, was it right?
yeah.
Can you drive a vehicle?
Yeah.
I point out the tracks and I say, "Hey, look, they have some sort of vehicle or something." And you said the atmosphere is breathable, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I take
I
my helmet off.
would advise. Oh, I would.
You don't die.
Does it hurt?
No.
Just before.
No more than anything else.
I would suggest that none of
Pull out
us
a
take our breathing apparatuses off until I get a measurement of the the air to make
I'm
sure that
walking
there's
forward.
I'm with you.
no viruses or pathogens in the air?
We'll get to it, Doc.
We're scouting ahead.
Top
Do,
two.
do the tire tracks go into the forest that's up ahead?
No,
No, they head around the side of the base.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm walking up to the doors.
Okay.
I'm tailing them.
It's a fairly big set of airlock doors.
I have the SMG out right now, and I'm prepared to, because I have the drop holsters. I'm prepared to pull
The shotgun. Yeah.
if needed. But right now, I'm like, all right, there's nothing around, and I'm going up to those doors.
The doors they're steel. They're slightly rusted, like kind of along the like hinge between the two doors. They're
I look at Clay. I'm not a engineer or anything. Shouldn't you use like stainless steel or something like this so this doesn't actually rust?
It should have been, right?
I
This seems to be
Or
like
do you just work for a cheap ass corporation?
random guess. I don't work for any corporation. Random guess. This is a misfire of this terramorphing operation, and this is some sort of side effect to that rapid change in atmosphere, maybe.
Logical.
Is there a keypad or anything?
there is a keypad over to one side that looks like it takes a combination.
Harold, do you have the combinations for these?
Would I have the combination of these?
You wouldn't
Okay.
necessarily have the combination immediately, but
I
you
go
could get it.
I go up to the terminal. I ring back to our dude.
Maz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Maz. Quick question for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
What
the
Thanks
storm.
for the help. Great, thank you.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the combination either. Give me 1 second.
How hard is it really raining?
It's pouring.
Yeah.
And there's a storm in the atmosphere.
That cigarette didn't make it down the ramp.
It is soaked. It's like soaked.
what about
can I hack the keypad to get this door
yes.
open?
You can
This is
give
a
me an
Vietnam
intellect
War
hacking.
movie out here, dude.
I succeed.
Yeah. So you kind of just, I guess, what implement do you use for
I
hacking?
imagine
Do
I
you-
have like a small kind of like computer, like a Palm Pilot essentially,
like a-
that I can hook into it and start running a diagnostic to open the door.
You just plug it in, and like a few numbers run across the
Yeah.
screen of it, and they all just pop up like 4, 3, 6, 2, 9
Enter.
as the doors kind of creak slowly open. The inside of this airlock is dark. The floor is muddy, like kind of covered in muddy, mud and tire tracks and a few other just kind of.
Is there a flashlight on the end of my SMG or no?
I'll say sure. You guys all have.
Click that on.
You guys have some kind of flashlight between your guns or you're carrying them.
Click that on as I'm.
Yeah, so you click that on, you scan around. There's lockers along either side of the room and another set of doors down at the other end. And that's pretty much all you
Is
can.
there like a rock or something outside?
Sure, I'll say you can go out and pick up a
I
rock.
grab a rock. Hang on. Don't go in yet. I huck it at the locker, so it makes a really loud noise.
It just makes a loud locker. It sounds like something hard hitting a locker.
And I'm
sheet
waiting for
metal.
something to move.
I got you. I'm on the other side.
Nothing immediately moves.
All right, we look clear, but keep your guard up. Doc, stay in the back.
Can I grab that rock?
Yeah.
Are these lockers locked?
It looks like they have like a spot for a padlock, but most of them don't have.
Okay.
Seems like none of them have a padlock on them.
None of them at all?
No.
Can I open some of these? Is there anything like left behind?
Sure. As you guys can kind of pop open a couple of them. You find one more hazard suit hanging in one of the ones that you open. You find 2 pulse rifle magazines.
Guys gonna have
By all
I
means.
haven't used one of these since the 15th Galactic War.
And a rosary.
I'm not religious.
Like a
Anybody
religious-
religious?
Some religious iconography.
Harold, you're religious?
No, religion's not necessarily something that I'm.
I was being facetious.
I throw it in my pocket. Or like a little hat suit pouch. on the side. Meanwhile, I take the corporate logo that's on this Hazsu's patch, I rip it off, and I put a Claymore patch on there. It's just front face forward of the Claymore on the patch instead of the
Claymore
corporate
landmine.
logo. Yeah, the landmine.
Cool. Yeah. Got that patched up.
So in this area, is there is there the truck or no? The
No,
truck is
there's not a truck in this
Okay.
room.
Is there
There's-
another door?
Yes,
or
there's
like
another
upstairs?
set. There's another big set of. It looks like this is just kind of a straight hallway.
Okay.
There's another big set of airlock doors down at the other end.
Okay. And anything else in the room?
No, just the lockers and that pretty much.
Can we close the outer doors?
Yep.
Yeah.
You-
Make sure we.
You don't even need the combination inside. It's just a big button. The doors close.
They do close without any issues with the rust and stuff.
Yeah, they close. It takes a while. It takes longer than it should for like something like this, but it does. They do close and seal.
Can I do a test to see for the atmosphere in here?
Sure. Give me intellect and any applicable skills you may have.
Chemistry, zoology, field medic.
Zoology sounds about right. I'm just kidding.
I'll take chemistry. Sure.
Okay.
Give me intellect chemistry
Intellect
to run your
chemistry.
scans.
Pass.
Okay. Your scans are a little garbled, it seems, by the storm. Like it's just it seems like it's affecting a lot of technology around here. But you're able to tell that the air in here is 100% breathable. It's all recycled oxygen.
No pathogens that I can tell in here.
Not that you can sense, no.
Okay, so-
It's all, it seems like the power may be a little bit spotty, but at least the life support is
Is
still
okay.
running.
Right. Filters are
this
working
point.
currently
Yeah,
properly.
As far as you can tell, yeah,
Yeah.
it seems like the life support's
Okay,
still
so
running.
I'm going to just pass that information along. I don't detect any pathogens in the atmosphere. Completely breathable. We should be fine while we're in the base.
I'm lighting another cigarette because my last one got ruined.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yep, seems breathable.
Yeah. So you can disconnect from the oxygen if you wish.
I've been disconnected since we landed.
There's another down at
I do disconnect my oxygen.
down at the other end. There's another big button that you can hit to open these these interior doors. Heading further in, you enter the commissary. It's a mess hall, but it looks like it has mostly been ransacked. It's kind of destroyed. There are like upturned tables that look like they're making a barricade over to one side of the room. There is empty cups, dishes scattered all over the place. A banner down on one side that says "Happy Birthday, Olson" just kind of hangs lazily from one of its straps, still being taped up to the wall.
That's a really good bit.
Oh, Olsen, what did you do?
I'm looking for bullet holes and where they are. They mainly are they on both sides? Like, does it look like this was a firefight, or does it look like whoever was behind the barricade was shooting at a thing coming through this door?
Give me military training, intellect.
Oh boy. Yeah, we're not the smartest guy in tool in the shed.
Gain a stress because you failed a
Yep,
roll.
yep.
Don't forget,
Yep,
everyone
yep.
do that if you fail anything. And I'll say you're looking at it, and it's hard to tell. There aren't that many bullet holes around specifically. I'll say that the few that are there are away from the barricades, but you can't really get.
So they were like shooting at the door.
They were shooting out from the barricade. There are none behind the barricade.
Okay, so I can.
And as you're looking around, actually, at all of this stuff, you see sitting over to one side behind an upturned table is A, a smashed birthday cake and plates and cups and stuff from that, but B, a woman's head ripped off from the shoulders.
Oh.
Give me a fear save.
Is that for everybody?
Oh, I have
He's-
disadvantage, right?
He's the only one looking, and yeah, I'll say no. You're not. I'll say no. You're not directly
Critical
interfacing.
success, then.
Okay.
I was like, I rolled a 22.
Yeah.
Just him? That's
Just
it?
him right
Okay,
now.
all
You're
right.
the only one looking around in the area where you see that.
I go,
I did say I was right behind him, so I
Okay,
rolled
then-
mine.
Yeah, if you wanna. Did you succeed or did you?
I got a 5. So
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I succeeded.
I look at it and go, ooh, that's, Hey, Doc, just letting you know, there's been a bit of a mess here. There's a woman's head on a table next to a smashed birthday cake.
So we have some casualties, what you're saying.
Do you have zoology?
I
Is that
do.
can you give me a intellect zoology check as you're
Surely.
kind of looking around?
I notably don't address Harold because I don't think that matters to him.
You would be correct.
That's a pass, 25.
You see along some of the walls and tables these long claw marks scraped. They look like they were made, and you can tell, since you're kind of trained in this, you can tell it's a claw mark, not like a gash from like a weapon or something like that. It is some kind of biological sharp thing made these gashes
How many claw marks?
all over the place.
Yeah, but like,
Is it like
they run-
5, 3, and
It
like
actually is kind of different everywhere you look. Some of them in the table are one big long gash all the way around of it. One against one of the walls is 3 coming down from one side. One of them actually does look like something mechanical maybe made it. But that's all you can...
I'm going to try to pass this information along to my fellow compadres to let them know that obviously you are already determined that there's been some kind of fight here. I could tell by the marks on the walls, something biological came at them with claws.
Are you telling me there's monsters and creatures running around here?
There very might well be some experiments that have gone awry.
do we want to close the doors behind us?
Yeah.
Can I do another intellect check? Were they also doing anything about... they were terraforming for sure. Were they doing anything additional around new creatures or something like that
sure.
to live in this new terraformed...
I'll give you advantage on it since you're a
Place.
corporate robot on this, since you're trying to figure out corporate information.
That's a pass.
Okay. So I'll say you're 8... From what you can dig up from your connections to several
checking
corporate
the
databases, you know they did not... There was not any genetic engineering going on here necessarily, as far as you know, at least not for like animals, or like there may have been some like plant life genetic engineering going
Sure.
on, but... And as far as you know, the company doesn't really go into that much bioengineering, but it seems that this place may have been some kind of exception to that with the terraforming project.
Sure.
So who knows exactly, but as far as you
They
can
should
recall,
not have been.
It's...
Whether they are or not is a different story.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
I think we need to find, we need to tie into the communications of the station, try to see if there's any survivors, and try to get a hold of that lieutenant.
We need to find the main communication hub here.
And as you guys kind of finish poking around, you do find one more dead body underneath another one of these tables that's been flipped on top of it. This one is it's a headless corpse. So there's...
Is that a female's?
No. It is a male headless corpse.
So
There's a pair of dog tags hanging around it, and it looks like the chest has been ruptured outward.
Outward, you say?
question, this head that isn't attached anymore, does it look like it was cleanly cut? Does it look like it was ripped off?
Ripped. It does not look cut.
Violently ripped.
Yes.
Got it.
Al is genuinely excited about this. He was really moody and pissed off the entire time up to this, but now he is focused and smiling. I'm also going through this guy's pockets.
Dr. Larry's not happy about this.
One thing you notice while going through this guy's pockets, you see a pair of dog tags around his neck.
Yeah, I take those for sure.
Lieutenant Corporal Xavier is the name on it.
I have to return these. I don't care. Does it say like who he's tied to, too?
They are. It's corporate dog tags
Okay,
for
all right,
for the company.
I just got him, like, internally, Al is like, I have to return these because I
Yeah.
would want somebody to do the same for me.
Yep. And otherwise, the body itself, you don't really find much in his pockets, like maybe like a nutrition bar or something like that.
Gone.
He's
Eaten.
he's not he's not carrying anything else. It doesn't even look like he's got a gun on him right now. But you do see his entire body from head, but neck to toe is covered in these small, almost paper cuts. Like not large gashes like what you see at the table, just hundreds of little slices all over his body.
Hey, Doc,
Yeah.
you want to come take a look at this guy?
Yeah, let me examine this.
Also, keep an eye out for a pulse rifle. I got these mags, so that means there should be ones floating around here.
We'll hopefully find one.
Doctor, you don't need to roll.
Oh.
You have absolutely no idea what could have caused something
Yeah,
like
I don't
this.
know.
Other than physically slicing. Other than if somebody took, a piece of paper and meticulously sliced themselves hundreds of times
Why would anyone do
along
that?
their body,
Doesn't make any
you have
sense.
no other medical explanation for this.
Very strange. I mean, obviously, he doesn't have a head, and there's a giant chest wound.
Oh, yeah, you could probably tell the cause of death. But one of those two definitely did.
Either
But-
the small cuts did not kill him. It was the chest wound, or the lack of head. That's my professional opinion as a doctor.
I don't have a PhD.
You don't say.
I'm inclined to agree with you. I was more questioning the thousands of paper cuts.
Yeah, I don't know why that there's 1,000 paper cuts on him.
Yeah, I got nothing for that.
I don't. That is a medical mystery to me.
Doc, I think that's a really good analysis.
Yeah, I appreciate. Harold, I appreciate that.
Behind the barricade is another door that's labeled crew quarters. And on the other side, there's another door labeled pantry.
All right, so
Is there like a security camera in here?
Looking around, no. There's not
None.
all right,
does not
so
appear to be a security camera.
Since we're now aware that there's some sort of creatures or critters or whatever you want to call it, I would highly advise that we stick together.
Perhaps an experiment gone awry.
I'm all ears, but
Oh yeah, we should not break up this. No, we need
we
to.
stick together, we clear, and we breach and clear.
I'm with you.
So whenever we open the door, everybody to the side, because if one of these little things is here, I don't want somebody to get got. Or actually, the android could kind of just open the door.
I can open the door and stand to the side.
So which way are you heading
Maybe they're
toward?
not interested in inorganic things. These are all human bodies, right?
So if
As
it's
far as you can tell right now.
Yeah.
if it's creatures, I'm worried about going into the pantry. Right, food.
I agree. But if it's some sort of genetic experiment,
They'd be eating people anyway.
anywhere is a problem, not just the pantry.
Yeah, well, Clay, I mean, if you're worried about that, let's go to the pantry first, and then we'll clear that, and then move on.
That's a good idea.
I will
right.
will default to you guys. Your expertise in this. I think it's more of a military matter. Perhaps
I agree.
keep us
concur.
advised. We will.
We'll stand to the side for now.
We will be right behind you guys.
He switches to the shotgun. How big you think that pantry is?
I don't know, but it's not going to be very big after I'm done with it.
I stand to the side with the door open button,
Yep.
and I go, "Are you ready?"
Yep. I'm like right on the side waiting for it to open, and I'm like full breach and clear mode.
Yep.
I am around. If the door is here, I'm here, and I go, "All right, button."
And the door slides open. You spin
Swing in, scan.
and nothing.
You go right,
Yeah.
I'll go left.
So walking in, it's pretty much one big empty room with shelves kind of along the walls and a couple in the middle. All of the shelves are completely bare.
No boxes or nothing.
Nothing. But looking down in the middle of the room, there is a giant pile of MREs just scattered on the ground.
Opened?
No.
Oh.
Unopened, you say?
Yes.
Doc, I need you to scan these now. I'm starving. I've only had 2 nutrition bars today.
And the last thing you see is the body of another Marine, emaciated, sitting in the corner.
Huh.
I gotta go get more dog tags.
Emaciated in the corner.
Yes.
With all the food in the center?
Interesting.
You
Maybe these
can
things
make
really.
a medical check on it if you would like.
I would like to make a medical check
Sure.
on this.
You go over and grab the dog tags. This is Second Lieutenant Lange.
Oh. Okay. Well, we're looking for Kaplan.
Yeah. Lieutenant Kaplan is the who we're told to get in contact with. So this will be a field medic?
Sure, you can give me field medic.
Intelligence?
Yep.
56. But I get to add 15, right? So
Yep.
yeah, that's a pass.
So, looking at it, this man starved to death, staring at a giant pile of food.
Don't touch the food.
His body
Ow,
is
please.
similarly to the last corpse you just saw, crisscrossed with these weird paper cut like slashes from head to toe. This one all over his face too.
No, he's intact.
He is intact, yes,
Yeah.
but he's covered in other than those slices all over his body.
Huh. Interesting.
No chest hole.
No chest hole on this one. He starved to death. You are almost 100% sure of that. That's how this person died.
I believe malnutrition.
Can I? Is it dry? The corpse.
It's
Emaciated. He's sunken in.
Yeah, he's sunken in, but like it's not super old.
Okay.
Like it's not a
mummified.
mummy,
Yeah.
but it looks like the corpse of someone who starved to death. So they're like kind of sunken in and gray.
While I'm looking through his pockets and stuff, I'm looking for like anything to get to next of kin aside from dog tags, any weaponry, or anything that like tells any bit more of the story. I'm also checking for rigor mortis. So like I bend the limb to see if I get snap, crackle, and pop. This would tell me, has he been dead for a couple days or a day?
I'd
or
say it's definitely been
like a couple hours.
He might have been here for a few months.
Oh, so
he's
decay.
crackpox,
Yeah.
He's decay.
He is decaying. Yeah. He's,
Okay, as long as the
Yeah.
atmosphere behaves like her.
It's a little weird. So he's not like decaying at like quite exactly what you'd expect it to be, but
Yeah.
it's like.
But this guy's
But
been.
this
cooked
guy
for
has
a
been
minute.
sitting
Yeah.
here for a while.
Okay.
Like over a month, definitely.
Oh wow. This is.
Could
And you guys know they haven't received any communications from
6
this base
weeks,
in
you said,
6
right?
months.
Oh, 6 months.
6 months.
Hey Clay, do you still have that rock?
Yeah.
Can you throw it at the MRE pile?
I'm more worried about getting rid of that body. Something's wrong with that body, man.
No, don't worry about the body.
So here's the thing.
There's also one more door in the back of this that looks like it has a big latch on the front of it.
Look, I'm no serial killer or nothing like that, but I see a lot of entry wounds and no exit wound. At that body, I see
It's just a bunch of cuts. It's
a
not
lot of entry wounds and one very large gaping
No,
exit wound.
I think you're mistaken. These are just like paper cuts all over his body and face and everywhere else.
Oh yeah, they're just paper cuts. And
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
just a misfire on a terraform. All right, let me not get worked up.
Oh yeah. Don't get stressed out, Clay. It's okay.
I throw the rock at the pile of MREs.
You throw it and it hits and just kind of and lands to the side. Doesn't
I-
explode or anything.
I have an MRE in my hand. Pick it up.
Looking at it,
Starving.
looks
Pick it up.
looks okay as far as you can tell.
I shake it.
Everything's still sealed in it.
Yeah, it's still sealed.
You sure I can't eat that dog?
Let me open it up and let me scan it.
I open it up.
Okay.
Can I
Open it.
Can I just do a science check on it?
Sure. Yeah.
Is it just add water, or is this one of those chemical release and seal patches?
This is it's got like a chemical packet in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all you don't even need water for it. It's all just
Contained.
contained in itself. It's awful.
I just do a
But-
straight intelligence.
Yeah, give me straight intellect.
Hey, any port in a storm, I open another.
Oh, I failed that one.
Seems fine
Yeah, it looks fine to me.
as far as you can tell.
Nice.
I love the MRE spaghetti.
I love an MRE. I love a good
It's
MRE.
Why
all
would-
awful.
Why he would starve to death staring at food. I don't know.
Tastes a little off.
It tastes like it's been sitting there for
It's
a while.
old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
Tastes
sense.
old. It's still edible, but as far as you can tell, it's still edible.
Can I go look at the body?
Sure.
So I walk over to the body and start doing similar stuff to what you did of the.
I back up and I close the door in behind him.
Are we all in
wait,
here?
wait, no,
Out
no,
in
no,
the
no, no.
commissary? Going back out to the
The pantry.
going back out to the commissary.
If he's gonna mess with the corpse, I don't want that
The
door
corpse
open.
is already messed with.
I already messed with the corpse.
Oh, okay.
If you close that door, I kick the door back open. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, Clay?
I don't know. I'm worried about something jumping out of that corpse.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, you're right.
And like I said, there's also another door going further, like in the back of this room with a big latch on it. Looks like it could be a freezer.
Can I kind of like pseudo lift the body? Does it feel like,
Feels light.
yeah, like a malnourished, like,
Yeah. He feels like he was probably kind of a bigger dude. He was a Marine, so he was kind of a
Sure.
bigger dude before.
Sure.
So, but it feels light for what his frame is.
how tall abouts is he?
Say 6'2". Pretty big guy.
All right. I don't think we need to necessarily worry about something coming out of this body.
You want to check the door in the back?
Sure. It's like a padlock with like a key.
No, it's a big latch
Oh,
door
just
that
a-
has
okay.
that
Like
it
a
does
freezer
have a
door.
lock on it. That
Is
you
it
try
like-
the latch and the latch doesn't move right now.
What kind of lock?
It looks like a physical key lock.
Okay, that was my question.
I want to be a big buff dude, and I want to break that
Want to
lock.
give me strength?
Oh,
All right.
Can I give you athletics?
Sure. Yeah, you can give me athletics.
Am I a big buff dude?
I think so.
I am a big buff dude.
I
I get the back of the shitty SMG that the company gave me because I'm not using my shotgun. And I just bash the shit out of the lock.
You're just looking. No, it's not like a physical lock. It's not like a padlock. It's like a internal lock. So you just put the SMG in between the handle and the door and just pull it back, and it just swings. It just snaps open.
That
You
will
hear-
never close ever
You
again.
hear a metallic clank as
Not my problem.
Agreed.
the lock in the internal lock mechanism just shatters. But
This is so manly.
And I'm in.
you pull in
I'm
to
off to the side.
a equally completely empty freezer. It is currently around negative 40 degrees Celsius in there, so it is frigid, well below freezing in there. It looks like it was a medical grade freezer though, so probably had some food in there, but it was kept even colder for possibly samples or something like that. But
Well, there's probably not much in here.
it is completely empty, save for another corpse of a Marine sitting in the corner.
Why are these poor guys?
The shelving of the freezer, does it look like they had a ton of stuff in here? You know what I mean? Like, you know how sometimes, like, well, I guess not if it's been months, right? But can I tell if there's been anything that isn't just like bricks of food that was on the shelves in the freezer?
You can tell just by looking at this freezer, the way it's set up. They definitely stored things outside of food in
Right.
here sometimes. Like yes, they would definitely store some frozen food in here, but it seems like they mostly survived off of dried food and then would store like medical equipment, like shit that they need to keep cold medically in here.
Are there any claw marks just for the sake of curiosity in this freezer?
No, not in
Great.
the freezer. But there is, like I said, Marine corpse
Yeah,
in the
I'm-
back.
I'm
You
going over to
kinda
it.
Head back. You head back. It is cold in this freezer.
I'm
It's
not happy
miserable.
about this, but I'm doing it.
You head back and you see he does have a set of dog tags around. You read Lieutenant Corporal Resnick on his dog tags, and he's clutching in his hand a vacuum tumbler, like a vacuum sealed bottle of something.
Take those.
As you take it, you
And
take
again, I'm still also
Yeah.
doing the thing where I'm looking for like personal effects for like next of kin,
Yeah.
because like at the end of the day, Al's like, man, this
Uh-huh.
sucks. That poor guy died, so he wants to like at least get whatever back to whatever little bit of family
Mm-hmm.
he may have, and of course looking for any weaponry, goods, or anything
Yeah.
like that too.
no weapons on him at this current moment, but You do see, actually, as you're like, you're immediately drawn to the dog tags, and you just took those off immediately. And as you're taking them off, you realize he's wearing you almost kind of thought it was a helmet at first, but now that you're looking at it closer, he's wearing a tinfoil hat. As he's sitting on the ground.
All right, I'm picking up underneath the arms, grab it, or underneath like the arms, grab the wrists, and I start dragging this body out to the because I'm not telling the doctor to come check this out in the freezer because you said there's nothing else, right?
Not that you saw immediately.
I'm dragging the body out of the freezer.
Perfectly preserved.
Doc,
What do we have here?
actually, this might be more of a Harold thing. And I point
Yes.
out a tinfoil hat.
Huh.
I'm also uneasy about that.
Well, people use them in the past to block out radio frequencies. Like, I take the tinfoil hat off.
It's frozen to his scalp. You could probably, if you don't care about taking skin with it.
I
you
don't think I
peel
can.
it.
I'm not very strong.
Can I do a medical check on him?
Dead.
Sure. Go for
Does
it.
he have the little cuts like the other guy?
No, in this case, actually.
Okay.
It looks like he just froze to death.
How thick is that tinfoil hat?
Like,
Two.
Is it like so he took like
That's
tinfoil
fair.
shit from the kitchen and
yeah, it almost kind of looked like he took like a tray and then some other tinfoil and just kind of all.
I did not pass that field medic.
He froze. It seems he froze to death. That's about what you got out of it.
They weren't doing anything radio or no like frequency specific stuff here, right? Like the terraforming would not have necessarily. Or do I need to make like a science check to be like, hey, would specific radio-esque frequencies or some sort of something like that be used in this terraforming of new?
I'll say you don't even need to roll for it. No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Like it's like you can't even think of how radio waves
Would have done
would have-
anything with anything.
Yeah. As far as you know, nothing like that could have.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not 100% sure as to why he would need a tinfoil hat to begin with.
There's stories back on Old Earth about people trying to block things out with tinfoil
But none of that
hats.
stuff was happening here. The way they do the terraforming doesn't use the same type of radio waves that would
No,
become
but
problematic.
whatever psychological issue this gentleman was having, he decided to lock himself in a freezer.
It is definitely strange that we now have 3 or 4 different corpses, all with different causes of death, all of which seem to have some sort of strange mania involved.
Yeah.
Clay, I don't know much about the whole, mechanics of a freezer, if you will, and if it's got protective qualities. But you mind seeing if there's anything going on in the freezer that maybe is protecting somebody from, you said radio waves?
Well, they could treat it like a Faraday cage. However, I don't.
You say Faraday cage, and you just see the blank stare immediately, and nothing is computing.
In theory, a giant metal box could also do the same thing a tinfoil hat would do, but then you wouldn't need both. I guess my bigger question is, if he were to lock himself inside the freezer, did he have a way out, or did he do it by mistake and then couldn't actually get out to save himself once he realized how cold it was in there?
Does the freezer man have those little cuts all over?
No,
him?
he does not.
No.
No, he doesn't. So
No.
you genuinely got locked in that freezer.
Either somebody put him in there, or he put himself in there. Then you have the gentleman out here who starved to death while looking at food. That just seems weird.
We need to get to the control room so we could see what was going on in this facility.
100%. There's got to be tapes on this, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't do a full sweep of the freezer, and I think we should do full sweeps of every room
Sure.
before.
I'm
That's
please
fine.
continue.
Yeah,
beforehand.
yeah.
I don't want whatever critters are running around
To come-
surprise.
Sure.
Understandable.
At least as best as we can.
You like put your helmet back on for your suit, because that kind of seals you in a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that helps a bit.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
because
Forgot I
for
had
space,
that.
you'd be
And
protected.
so you head back in, and on a little bit more of a detailed sweep, you find there's a large vent that it looks in the ceiling, not broken or anything, but it's just there. It seems that something to do with the ventilation in here. And then over to one side, you didn't see it because you were distracted by the corpse at first. There is a medical case kind of tucked into a corner. Looks like it slid underneath one of the shelves here that you weren't able to pick it up on your initial.
I point out the vent and I say, Clay, I don't know what. I mean, I'm assuming that's an exhaust, but is it of any importance?
Yeah. Can I give a intellect industrial equipment?
Sure.
That's a success.
It looks like it is the primary ventilation, it's a primary ventilation exhaust port. It's big enough that even a bigger person can climb up into it. And that's pretty much what you can get out of it. It looks like it heads deeper into the facility. This is the ending point for this one. It looks like it heads further down into the facility if you were to crawl through it if you wanted to.
Okay. So yeah, it feeds into a central air conditioning unit, I guess. I guess even here it's part of a centralized unit, not necessarily it doesn't go into its own refrigeration.
This room definitely has its own separate refrigeration, but that's just it looks like that's part of the oxygen system. That vent.
Okay. Yeah. This is a walk-in freezer.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that's part of the life support system.
Yeah.
That vent.
To give it,
Yeah, to
Yeah.
pump oxygen in here.
But it's it feels kind of. I guess it's.
Well, no, because it still needs its own oxygen.
It seals.
feed, so,
You
Yeah.
would have to. I guess. Yeah. All right. Well, if you want, we can get into the center of the facility through here.
Well,
No.
I mean, I'm not crawling through a vent if I don't have to.
I mean, I don't mind, but here you go, Doc.
Oh, what's this?
Medical case.
Huh.
I also hand him the vial thing.
Oh,
that you-
yeah.
Sealed bottle, right?
I was gonna ask about that. I was
Yeah, give me intellect. You can give me intellect medicine on the case, and just give me intellect medicine, and that'll probably do enough.
Field medic
Yeah, that
or surgery.
field medic.
Yep, we're good.
The medical case is it looks like it's used to treat radiation poisoning.
Okay.
So
I mean, I'll hang on to it.
yeah, that's what you can tell out of it.
Sounds good to me.
And
In case there's any radiation poisoning,
the vacuum sealed container, it's hard to tell exactly what's inside of it. It's some kind of liquid. That's pretty much what you can get out. It's looks like some kind of clear liquid inside of it. It's normally they'd keep toxic chemicals or something in something like that in this.
I'm gonna for the moment. What I'm gonna do is
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave this in the cold room
Okay.
because I figured if it's been in the cold room for 6 months or so, and it hasn't exploded or just got it's probably a good idea to keep it in
Yeah.
the cold room and not keep it on us in case it falls out. If it's dangerous. Does anybody have any objection to that?
I think that makes perfect
You're a
logical
doctor.
sense.
Did you take chemistry?
I did.
Okay, actually, give me since you give you separate intellect chemistry.
Okay, I got
while
you.
you're looking at this, since it is kind of thawing a little bit, and you can get a better look at it.
2, no, that's not good. 72 is not gonna cut it. It's only 10, so that's only 57. So I fail.
Yeah, you can't exactly tell what the liquid in this.
I take another stress, right? Every time you fail, I take a stress.
Yes.
So I'm up to 8 now.
Yep.
I do.
I mean, up to 5.
I do wonder truly if we're looking at something that heals or helps with radiation sickness. That's another thing that, in theory, a tinfoil hat or a big Faraday cage could help with. And Doc, question for you: what happens to someone's appetite if they suffer massive amounts of radiation poisoning?
Yeah, they tend to suppress their appetite, surely. Although to the point of starvation, I don't know. But definitely suppressed appetite.
So my question would then be,
But there also would be radiation burns on the body, not cuts. Like there would be lesions. There would be discoloration of the eyes. There would be there's different things about radiation poisoning that discoloration of skin.
did we look at the eyes on the
Not closely enough.
corpse
But
in the food room? Because the one didn't have a head, the other one's in a freezer protected by a bunch of metal, so hopefully it didn't get radiated in the same amount. So what about the mummy out in the pantry?
well, I can inspect its eyes and see if they're discolored.
Because this is all starting to make a little bit more sense.
it's also
Why it
old.
happened, who knows? But at least that all logically follows each other.
Do you want to do that while I hop up into a vent?
Sure.
Well, why don't we go back out into
There are more doors out in the commissary.
Yeah.
instead of having to
Go
go
to
through the
crew quarters.
vent?
You want? I'm just worried that if there are critters, they might be in the vents.
Well, why don't we just close this door real good?
Well,
Actually-
we can't. We busted the lock.
I got a question. Are
Yeah.
there any windows to this facility that can see what's going on outside?
Not in the freezer or the pantry.
No. But like
But,
out in the commissary,
yes,
was
in the
there?
com-
and,
in the
like, in
commissary,
that
there-
opening
Bay
area,
window
there was
with a
windows
freezer.
and shit like that.
Yes, there is a bay window on
Mm-hmm.
one side of the commissary.
Okay.
All right. Well, if I'm not going up there, let me do something real quick because I'll feel better about it. Can I just break a piece of anything off of a shelf or a chair or a table or whatever, and open up the vent and just chuck it down the vent?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm just trying to make a lot of noise and see if any noise responds.
You like break a piece of metal off of one of these shelves. Just chuck it down there and like clang, 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 clang.
And I'm listening for anything.
The only thing you can hear is you don't hear anything coming from the vent, but in sitting in silence for a second, you hear distant, further into the base, not in necessarily the direction that this is going, further away from you, a distant thudding sound happening, like almost mechanical thudding sound.
Outside the base?
No, deeper into the base.
Gotcha. Okay.
But not the way this goes, kind of off to one side.
All right.
So, heading back out from the pantry, you're back in the commissary that you were just in. There's another door directly across the room from you, and one to your left that you knew is the airlock, and one more to the right that had both of the other two seem like they head further into the facility.
So we have a left door that we haven't been in and a right door we haven't been in?
Yes. The left door is labeled crew quarters and armory. The right door is labeled med bay
Do we know
and command center.
do we know which way would go to the outside? Like the exterior and what would go like further in just from us walking towards it?
The only thing, well, you know, because you've been in bases like this before, usually the only way to get to exterior areas is through an airlock, like the airlock you walked through in the front. So most likely all of these doors will lead to some further direction into the base.
Okay.
Because they're just internal doors. They're not big airlock doors like the one that you saw out front.
It is probably best for us to hit up the armory first.
Well, what about the command center, though?
I say.
Well, I think
nope.
that is going
I
to be
say
more.
we take lefts until we leave the building.
My thought is the command center is the center point of the facility that was highly likely to have the most activity.
Also, there's the med bay there too, which might explain what's going on.
So if we can get something from the armory, everything else has been empty. It might come up with nothing, but the crew quarters could give us some more information as well as potential weapons in the armory before we head deeper into the facility.
I agree. Also, if something's burrowing into bodies and or looking for bodies,
The medical bay will have most of that. We should be well prepared before we enter that.
exactly. Well, the crew quarter may also have things. So
Well,
I think
and
I
so do
like
we.
your idea, Harold. This is the first time I'm agreeing with you, but no.
Forward progress. I'm happy you're starting to see the sense. See, think, set. Brain starts to malfunction, steam coming out of the ears.
Stop that.
Interference, electrical storm.
God, I'm going over to the door. Jeez.
All right.
Happens to my cat.
So you're heading towards.
I scratched the cat for emotional support.
Emotional support.
So you're heading to the door to the med bay and command center, or to the
Crew quarters.
crew quarters and armory.
Armory.
All right. So as soon as you open that door, you just kind of walk up to it and it opens automatically. There is a door pretty much immediately to your left that is labeled crew quarters, and then down further down the hallway, you can actually see two doors from here. One labeled armory and the other labeled garage.
We were already in the garage, though, right?
No.
Oh.
You have not been in the garage yet.
Okay.
You saw tire treads heading around the side of the base that heads towards the garage. Now that you know where the garage is, you can tell where those tire tracks were going.
Gotcha.
But other than that, no, you haven't been in the garage.
I'd say we just check the next door, right?
Well, or do we want to do the armory first before we go into the crew quarters? Because, like you said, that could also have bodies and potential issues in there.
We can go door by door.
Okay.
If I run low, then we run to the armory.
Okay.
Let's stay behind them.
I am on to the side of the door that goes to the crew quarters that they're about to go into, so I have cover.
And
I am
Al,
behind
feel
these-
free to grab my shotgun. Just at any time if you need it, grab it.
You carry your own shotgun. I got mine.
I'm just saying,
I'll
reloads
be
are
right
tough.
behind you two gentlemen.
Please stay in the back, Doctor.
Oh, I'm in the back. You got that right.
Whenever you're ready, Harold.
This is just another button to open the door.
Yes. As you actually are able to take a look at the door, spray painted across it is the words "comms off."
I'll say we turn the comms off then.
Works. Yeah. Okay.
You guys haven't noticed anything on the channel that you guys operate on to like communicate between you guys, but you haven't been scanning channels or anything.
I mean, I'm turning my comms
Okay.
off. I don't care what everybody else does. If somebody was in this messed up place, decided, hey, spray paint that, I'm listening.
So I take the helmet off so people can hear me.
Yeah, same. Helmets off, comms off.
That's fine.
And also, you recognize it from earlier, but everyone else now can hear it pretty clearly. The rhythmic thudding coming from, it looks like the garage. It's further down than the armory, but you can definitely hear that thudding coming from. You can kind of pinpoint it to the garage now.
Can I make an intelligence check to see if I think that's like a generator?
Can I do industrial equipment?
Sure, actually, yeah. Give me industrial equipment.
69.
It's a funny number.
No, sir.
No, not as far as
No.
it's just thudding. Like it could be an engine, but it's kind of hard to tell from this distance, especially through like metal and stuff.
All right, let's clear this before we go on.
All right.
From the side where no one can hit me, bam.
Heading into the door, you see one glass, like what's the word? Smoked glass door immediately to your right, and then 6 more doors heading down a hallway straight in front of you.
Anything on the ground, any scratches, scrapes, anything like that?
Nothing immediately around here that you can tell. Nothing that you can see through this hallway.
Go up to the first door on the left.
First door on the left is, so would that be the glass door or one of the...
Whatever the first door
Yeah.
is.
So the first door is the glass door. Poking your head in, it's the bathroom. Showers and toilets. Just kind of, looks like everyone just kind of used this as their one communal bathroom.
I'm
Empty?
sweeping.
Yep. Most of the there's like one medicine cabinet that's mostly empty except for one stim pack kind of sitting at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, no, pretty much empty in here. Just, and shower stalls and bathrooms.
Again, no scrapes,
Toilets and
scratches, nothing.
Nope.
Vents open or anything.
Nope. Not as far as you can tell.
Okay.
There are vents in here. There's ventilation, but nothing
Thank
open.
the Lord. 'Cause, man, that would be
That'd be
bad.
sticky.
Heading further on, the first door that you get into is the first couple doors you get up to are the Marine barracks. So it looks like each of these rooms had like 4 people in it. Looking through all of it, there's 12 bunks total between the 3 rooms. You see a bunch of lewd posters all up on the walls. Like, it's pretty standard what you'd expect in a military barracks. You guys gonna dig around? You gonna,
Yeah,
How-
I'm gonna roll up one of them posters, kind of stuff it in my duffel bag.
Okay.
I'm just
How
gonna find a
many-
nice one.
How many bodies have we seen so far? 4?
Well, I had.
Three.
3?
3 and ahead.
3 and a head.
Yeah.
We
Yeah, so
found
4.
Xavier Lang or Lown, whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever it
I think it was
was.
Lang and Resnick.
And the woman's head. That
Well,
is
yeah, I don't got dog tags.
We don't have
sorry.
tag. Yeah.
Lange, Lange for the
I wrote it Lang with an E.
whatever.
Shout out Nick.
So we found a quarter of what potentially could be. Well, we don't know if she was a Marine or not. We found a. Yeah, we found
Good
a decent
point.
chunk.
I mean, good point, Harold. Yeah, you're right. All right, let's poke through all the stuff and see.
Digging through all of the lockers and like foot lockers and stuff throughout here.
Also, by the way, I'm not being kind with this because I assume everyone's dead. I'm
Yeah.
flipping beds.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Dirty jelly
Yeah, dude, I'm
donuts and
dumping out
lockers.
drawers.
Yeah,
on the
I'm dumping
floor.
stuff.
You guys comb through everything. You find a lot of underwear, a lot of socks, a lot of fatigues. Some notable items that you're able to find are 2 frag grenades.
Ooh, you guys
Anybody else good with this?
I'll take one.
There you go.
Thanks.
You find a butterfly knife,
All you.
a Jump Humpers adult magazine,
Do you mind?
No, that one's for you, bud.
Thanks, bud.
a pack of Richter Blue cigarettes,
That's for me.
8 packs of Richter Blue cigarettes.
go. What?
I'll take one. If you don't mind.
Just to remind you, the Surgeon General says
Can I bum a couple every now and again?
it's not good for you.
Thanks, man. Oh, I can bum a couple every now and again.
And
8
does-
packs should be fine.
And a small journal detailing the relationship between 2 of the people working here, 2 of the
Harold.
Marines.
You wanna just give that a scan?
Yeah, I read through it all real quick and try to get any names out of it.
It's like I'm in prison all over again, man. Nudie mags and cigarettes
Hey.
are bartering system.
I don't know what HM3 is as a military rank. I've been able to get most of these, but HM3 Brookman and Corporal Ivanovic are the 2 names you're able to pull out of that journal. But otherwise, it's just kind of one of them talking about their relationship. It's all very lovey-dovey and gross.
I'm going to be honest, this really has no interest except apparently someone by the name of Brookman and Ivanovic have been sleeping together.
So no use. Got it.
We now know 2 more Marine names if we ever need it. I'm pretty sure we have not found their dog tags yet.
That's true.
They could still be alive, maybe somewhere.
Anything else? Nothing else?
Nothing else that you're able to find in here of interest.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next door.
On to the next ones.
Yep. Moving on to the next one. This is 5 bunks in a Marine officer's barracks. Each one is kind of, they're all tidy, they're all fairly well made, but covered in dust. And you see a list of essential personnel.
Okay.
There is a Dr. Edom and
Edom.
EDEM.
Thank you.
And someone named Hinton, just the name Hinton, Hinton.
We have no personnel files from here, right? We didn't get anything from.
Not really, no.
Also, sweeping the whole thing.
Yep, it's otherwise it's just like Marine officers' clothes. Nothing else really of
Gotcha.
interest.
No reports or anything like
no,
that.
Nothing.
No terminals or.
No. The next door is. It looks like the quarters of just one person. You see a sign on the front. Second Lieutenant Kaplan.
Oh, this is our guy.
This is our guy. Well, should have been our guy, but we'll see.
I mean, it's not our guy anymore, but
I mean, he could be. You never know.
You pop the door open, and it's also fairly tidy in here, kind of dusty. There's a desk kind of seated in, like, off to one side, pressed up against the wall, along with a bunk, like a normal bed that kind of is standard on everyone else. otherwise,
Hey, Harold, do you wanna
and
go-
a like wardrobe over to one side.
Harold, you want to go through that desk? Make sure there's no intel.
I run my finger along the top of the desk and I go,
It's dusty.
"Been a while."
I would say it looks like he has not been here for a while. Is the desk, the drawers, or anything like that that's open that we don't have to?
A few of them open. One of them is locked.
Would you like to assist with this lock like you did with the freezer? Please and thank you.
Yeah, if you need to.
It's a key lock, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Put a foot up against it and just. Whoop.
Give me strength.
Can I give you athletics?
Yes, you can give me athletics.
Yes, that is a success. As I rip the
You
whole
just
drawer out.
Pull the full drawer out, and it kind of stops dead at the very end. It looks like it's probably not going to be able to close again properly. It looks like
That's not my problem.
the track might have gotten bent a bit.
Oh yeah.
But what you see inside is a revolver, unloaded with a box of 12 bullets sitting next to it.
May I?
Can you shoot?
No, but I'm going to be honest. I would feel way better with this than I do with a submachine gun.
I mean, I don't particularly mind.
I trade him the submachine gun for the
I'll
handgun.
hold on to them both just in case you need it. I'd rather you have more bullets than not need them than need bullets and not have them.
All right.
Here.
You have the magazine in there and one more full reload for
Be
the
careful
revolver.
with that thing.
And then you also see a locator tracker in there.
Harold.
I would like that action more than anything else.
Yeah, I'm not very good with this. Actually,
And-
Clay, are you any good with this?
What, the gun?
Oh.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, you're.
I take it and I immediately plug into it to try to figure out
You
what
might
they were
want to
located.
work with Harold on the locator.
I'll give it a shot.
It's actually not too complicated. You just kind of press the button and turn it on, and you see a map kind of the area around you, and you see a blinking spot labeled Hinton, kind of off into the foothills a few miles away from you.
Is Hinton another android?
Well, we don't know.
Hinton is someone of importance in this facility.
Yeah, we'll listen in the.
They were listed in the book of important personnel
Yeah.
with one
All
of the
the
doctors.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a thought.
Experiment gone wrong.
No, well, maybe.
Clearly.
I mean, maybe. Is that considered comms or no? I'm assuming no because it's a
No, because
locator.
it's not a way to communicate with somebody. It's just tracking a signal
all right, I
from
feel
something
better.
else.
Can we turn that thing off?
Turn it off.
Yep.
We should. It looks like we need to go find this thing
What
deeper in the
direction was that?
forest.
I listen for skittering and or footsteps and or a dinosaur. Hopefully a dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Just that rhythmic thudding coming from a little bit further into the base.
Really hoping for a dinosaur.
Be a raptor.
Is this the last set of like bedrooms that were? in the-
There is 2 more doors.
On the next one.
Keep
Well,
looking.
We cleaned this one, right?
Yeah, you've cleaned it. The other drawers in the desk are just kind of like stationary or like some
Desk
like,
things,
Desk
normal
things,
desk
yeah.
things.
There is a photo on the desk of a man, kind of gruff looking, like tightly shaved sides of his head, with his arms around 2 small children, just kind of hugging them in.
I take it. I'm gonna return this.
And there's also a survey map of SAMHSA 4 of the area around.
Oh,
you.
that's useful.
That's very
That
useful.
is extremely useful.
Yeah, Harold, do you want to hang on to that map?
I will.
It looks like it corresponds pretty closely to the map you saw on the tracker.
There you go.
I want to turn this back on for a second.
We do it outside this area.
Can we go back outside before we continue these last 2 doors?
I mean, I'm fine with that. I just feel better if there's somebody says no comms and we don't have anything that
Yes,
sends messages out.
we head back out to the commissary, and then I put the map on one of the tables, and I turn the locator on. Where is that dot for Hinton currently at? Where does it correspond with the map?
It is in the foothills of a nearby mountain. Kind of.
Does it have a name or anything like that based off the map? Okay,
Not
great.
labeled or anything.
Okay,
but
that
there's
was my question.
My
So-
guess is these mountains are new.
Well, I figured,
Well,
but like, who
we can
knows
also
who goes buck wild and starts naming a bunch of shit.
We can also
true.
see like the topography.
Topography.
There you go. That's the word I was looking for. You know what I'm talking about.
Got you.
And you know, the layout, so we know what it looks like.
All right, back in. Let's go check those last 2 doors.
All right, next door.
All right. The next door is the research team barracks. It looks like a bunch of nerds lived in this room.
I'm not gonna flip this one, and I'm gonna let the doctor and Harold take care of this. Clay, we may want to let them do their thing and not do ours.
I didn't bring any of my tools, so I'm gonna
There's,
Oh, you didn't bring?
pilfer.
Yeah, get to pilfering, buddy. I'm gonna just keep an eye on the door. This is my forte.
I want to more gently go through
My
these
stuff
things.
is more likely going to be in the garage, but I'll take what I
I'm
can.
not going to be as rough as these guys were through stuff. I'm going to be more gentle
Okay.
going through the things.
Oh, no.
Digging through here, it takes a little bit of time, but there's not that much. There's not as many people in here as there was in the, in the Marine barracks. But you're able to come out with a few things. A Bound Newman BZT gaming console.
Oh, gaming console. Yeah. Hang on to that puppy.
A potted plant.
Eh.
I mean, that's a big deal for...
A copy of The Auctioneer by Joan Sampson.
Awesome.
Okay.
This is good. This is good.
And an anime body pillow.
I'm not touching that.
Oh my god.
Gross.
This is awesome.
I feel like you made the right call.
Wow. Good module, everyone.
Yeah.
Good module.
Not touching that one.
All right, on to the next door. This room was frankly kind of disappointing by comparison.
What was the title of the book again?
The Auctioneer. I assume that's a real book.
We'll have to look it up.
And the last door is to Dr. Edam's quarters.
Scientist.
I'll open the door, but again, after I make sure there's no anything in there that's going to assault these guys, I'm just gonna let them do their thing.
Yep. Not much in here. It seemed like Dr. Edam kind of lived.
Elsewhere.
This was just kind of where he slept.
Yeah.
There is some weather charts hanging up in here for the nearby area, showing incoming storms, like different storm surges, and there's a birthday card to Olson that lays unopened.
Can we open the card? I want to open the card.
Sure. You open the card, and inside it just has like a little hand-drawn cake on the front. And inside it says, "Thanks for always listening. Hopefully they'll let me leave after this one."
I'm going to leave it there. It's fine. I just wanted to read it. I just wanted to open it up.
Interesting, actually.
Yeah.
All right, so we went through all these doors. It's time to move on to the garage. No, the armory or the garage.
Whatever door is next.
The armory is the
Armory's
next
the next
door
one,
down
yeah.
this hallway.
I'm
Does this
assuming
one still
is
have
locked.
comms on? Or
No, actually, there is the door outside just kind of opens up, but immediately inside there is a cage
Okay.
with a heavy-duty industrial blast door that you see has been ripped off its hinges,
Ooh. Ripped off its hinges.
Oh, I think it's go time.
discarded over to one side of the room. Inside, you see a bunch of shelves and lockers, all completely empty and barren, and a pile of melted metal sitting inside the middle of this armory.
Is there a bigger gun in here? I might need it.
There is nothing in this room except for this giant pile of melted metal.
Which could have been the guns that were in here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, indeed.
Would someone like to give me a science check?
Harold?
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean,
How about a rim-wise?
Actually, specifically, you give me chemistry.
chemistry?
I succeeded in an intelligence check.
You can tell that this was weapons at some point through some bits and pieces that you can kind of
There's a barrel that wasn't fully melted down,
Yep.
sticking out, and yeah.
You fail.
Fail. Yeah. Barely, like
Damn.
90 something. It was bad.
It's a bunch of just a pile of
Metal.
slagged metal. Yeah.
Wonder how that happened. Interesting. We'll never know if it was acid, natural, somebody shot at it. I don't know.
And that's pretty much all there is in here. It looks like.
Well, this is concerning. The garage. Hopefully,
What?
there's not more slag.
What in the cold hell are we dealing with?
I don't know, but I don't like it.
Hey everyone, this is Adam. Thanks for watching Beer and Pretzels Gaming with our first venture into sci-fi with Mothership, another bug hunt. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and join us next time where we see where our spacefaring adventurers end up.